What's up, everybody? Evangelion here. Just thought I'd give some impressions from the Marvel Tokon beta that just ended not too long ago, because I got some stuff to say. Not all of it is good. What do I think about the game? I think it is good, but there are a lot of caveats with that. Let's start with the positive stuff. The game is beautiful. Like, just look at it. The animations are really crisp and smooth, and actually like 60 frames per second instead of how ArcSys used to animate their stuff. They kind of had like this hand-drawn anime style, so the game would run at 60 FPS, but the animations were like at 8 to 12 FPS or whatever. Not the case here. Like, everything is super buttery smooth. I'm sure they probably changed their animation pipeline to make room for like costumes and stuff. I'm sure Sony probably demanded that, but I don't really care because it's awesome. It looks great. No complaints here. I was honestly really impressed with the music. It's great. It's fantastic. Magneto's theme I am listening to right now as I make this video. Definitely a lot of bangers for sure. I really like the design of a lot of characters in this game. Green Goblin looks amazing. Black Panther going with Shuri instead of T'Challa is awesome. A great choice. And of course you have Magic, who I've wanted in a fighting game since fucking forever. So great. My idea. You can thank me for that. It also has like my favorite voice actors for most of these characters. Josh Keaton as Spider-Man. Oh my god, thank you. Mwah. Thank you. My childhood thanks you. I also really enjoy like the specific character interactions in this game. Even during like super animations, there's like specific things that characters say to one another. It's really cool. I enjoy that kind of thing in a fighting game, when people talk shit to each other. Now for the gameplay. I really appreciate how they designed the actual like tag-based philosophy with this game, because in other tag fighters you have to learn 2 or 3 characters instead of just one, because usually when an assist dies you have to switch to another character. Not the case in this game. You all share 1 life bar, which means you can decide to just use 1 character and just have 3 different assists and you're good. So you don't have to learn 4 characters if you don't want to. I'm sure the meta will probably get to a point where you do have to learn, 4 characters, because you're probably doing like tag switch combos and stuff. I'm sure it gets crazy, but for the most part, don't worry. You don't have to learn 4 characters right away. I really appreciated that. The game at like a casual level is really easy to pick up and play. If you're new to fighting games, never played a fighting game before, whatever, this game is for you, because it's really easy to just pick up the controller, mash some buttons, do some cool stuff. Very easy and intuitive to learn at a basic level. Initially, I was really concerned about the wall break system in this game, because in Strive, it's not really implemented in a way that I enjoy. But with this game, it wasn't as intrusive as I thought it would be. Basically, there's certain special moves that activate the wall break, and there's certain ones that don't, so it encourages you to use moves in combos that don't break the wall so that you can still keep them in the corner. Or if you want to break the wall to get another assist, then you can do that too. It's kind of up to you what you want to do. There were a lot of times in the beginning where I would break the wall on accident and I didn't really understand why, but then I went into the tutorial and realized, oh, it's certain specific moves. Okay, that makes sense. So I like the fact that they give you an option not to break the wall. And there's even a stage, the X Mansion, that doesn't have any breakable walls at all, and you still get assists even when you knock people into the wall with certain specific moves, but it just doesn't break the wall and you don't have that transition. I think the transitions honestly are really cool, and they don't take very long, which I thought was great. I also love the comic book sort of transition. Beautiful. Love it. The game generally feels good when you're doing a combo and you land a hit and you do your bread and butter. Like, the game generally feels good in that sense, which is good. That's good. Unfortunately, that's where the good things stop. I have a lot of things to say that are probably not very positive, but I think the biggest issue that I have with the game that I really want to see improved is the overall speed of the game. This is a common complaint that a lot of people are having, but the game just feels a little too slow. Just a little bit. Like, especially in the movement department. Like, Spider-Man, for example, does a lot of thwips and stuff. Like, he has a unique special move that thwips him across the screen. But when he's actually moving, he's really slow, and it's really like awkwardly slow. Like, you don't expect him to be that slow. And obviously this comes from history with tag fighters in general, Marvel vs. Capcom. It's really slow, man. Like, there's a run in this game. There's not a dash. There's like a run. Like, you run towards your opponent. But for most characters, it feels slow. Like, it just feels like a slow run. And some things just sort of don't make sense to me. Like, Wolverine is slightly faster than Spider-Man. Why? That doesn't make sense to me, but I mean, I guess because Spider-Man can whip around and Wolverine can't, I guess. I mean, balance-wise, it probably makes sense, but it just doesn't feel correct, you know? Probably a nitpick with that specific example, but still. That's not to say that every character feels really slow. Like Black Panther feels pretty good. Magic feels pretty good because of her heavy normals and stuff, so her being slow kind of makes a little more sense. But yeah, there's just something about the speed of the game that's just a little too slow. And I've seen a lot of discourse about people liking the speed of the game and thinking, hey, I can finally get into like a fighter like this because of the speed of the game. And that's probably what they were going for. But for the people like me who have been playing fighting games for like, 12 years now, it's a little less intuitive to me, honestly, because it just feels so slow. Honestly, it's kind of like going from like Melee to Brawl almost, you know? Like it's just a slower game and you can kind of just feel the lack of fluidity, you know? Not to say the fluidity with the combo system or anything like that. It's literally just the movement. Just the movement feels that way. Also doesn't help that the Avatar game just came out like 2 days before this beta or whatever, and that game is very fast and very fluid and feels amazing to someone like me. Probably my biggest complaint with the game, but I have many more. There are a lot of arbitrary limitations in this game that don't make any sense to me, and they kind of piss me off. For example, normally you can cancel standing heavy into down heavy to do a launch into whatever combo, blah blah blah. But for some reason, you can't do that if you do 2 lights in the combo. If you do 2 lights, even if they're blocking, if they're not, whatever, and then cancel into medium and then standing heavy and then try to do down heavy, it will not come out. Why can't I do that? It doesn't. I don't get it. It doesn't matter if it's an auto combo. It doesn't matter if it's 2 lights without using the auto combo, 2 crouching lights, whatever. If it has 2 lights, I can't then cancel standing heavy into crouching heavy, and I don't understand why. Most of the time when I could cancel standing heavy into down heavy, it whiffed anyway, so it didn't really matter in most situations, to be quite honest. But still, like, why can't I do it? I want to know why. It just doesn't make sense to me. And there are all kinds of little things like that throughout this game that are really annoying. Another one is the way EX specials work. To do an EX move, you have to use the heavy version of a special. That's like the EX version. But if you don't have enough meter to actually do an EX version of the move, you don't get an inferior version of that special move. You just do a H normal. Because in any other fighting game, if you try to do an EX move and you don't have enough meter, it just does whatever like the inferior version of that special move is. So you're still like kind of doing what you want, but you're realizing, oh, I didn't have enough meter for that. Oops. But in this game, it's like, oh no, you just don't get the special move at all. And that's just really weird, because then I kept thinking like, am I not inputting it correctly? Is my stick malfunctioning? I don't know. Just, again, a really weird limitation that I think could be easily fixed if you just do like the light version of the move or something. I don't know. Calling assists is also really arbitrary and weird. In pretty much any other game, you hit the assist button and they come out. And that's pretty much it. It's usually pretty reliable on how you get assists out in the game. But in this game, for some reason, there's only a very specific window of when you can call an assist as you're performing a move. Basically, you can only call an assist when an attack hits or slightly after an attack hits. So like during the recovery of an attack. You can't call an assist on startup of a move. And it just feels really weird to me that you can't do that. I don't know of any other tag game that has this weird limitation. I don't know. It just feels bad because then you're calling the assist and it just doesn't come out, which is odd because the cooldown for assists is like insanely short in this game. So you're like calling the assist and you're like, why didn't that work? Oh, because I just can't for some reason. So then you just end up like mashing the assist button during your block string, just hoping and praying that it comes out. And it just doesn't feel good, man. Is there a balance reason that they decided to do this? I don't know. Maybe they didn't want the game to get too crazy with people just throwing normals and assists out all willy-nilly. I don't know, but it's a tag game, man. Trying to change what we know as tag games is like not the move, I think. There's some other things too, like I honestly found it was really difficult to like open opponents up in this game. Some characters seem very much designed to be mix-up machines, like Spider-Man's unique thwip thing, that just has a mix built in. But I don't know, as Magic, I would be performing a block string and I would just think to myself like, when do I mix them up? I'm sure this will be alleviated once we get in the lab and we figure stuff out, you know, like I don't really consider this like too much of a negative right now, but you know, it just felt kind of odd that I wasn't immediately finding anything. Maybe I'm ass, I don't know. The combo limit rules also don't really make sense to me, mostly because I don't think I really understand how it works at all. Holding backwards to stop an auto combo from happening and like doing an air combo with like 5 lights dramatically increases the combo limit meter, and that doesn't make any sense to me. Why can't I decide to just do like a jab over and over and over. Some combos I would do would be insanely short and have like 2 of the same special move, and it would break the combo limit like immediately. But then you can do other combos that are also insanely long and do a shit ton of damage, but the combo limit's fine. It's like, okay, obviously it's to prevent infinites and stuff, I would imagine, but like, what's the purpose of this? I don't know. And I guess this is kind of where I talk about like, who is this game made for? Because honestly, there are a lot of things in here that aren't very intuitive to me, who's been playing these kinds of games forever. But I think they're honestly pretty intuitive to people who maybe have never played a fighting game before or whatever. Like, there's a lot here where you can just pick up and mash the button. And if you don't care about doing long combos or mixing people up or whatever, yeah, you'll probably have a great time. But with someone like me who's trying to really understand like the details of how the systems work and everything, there's just weird things in here that just don't make sense to me. Let's talk about the PC port problems. Some people were reporting that they couldn't even boot the game, and then other people were saying that they had terrible performance even on high-end cards. Yeah, it was pretty bad. I didn't have that bad of an experience, but there was a constant problem that was really irritating me, which was basically that the game would just seemingly start to just run poorly for no reason whatsoever. Like, I tested it on the recommended settings and low settings, and it didn't matter. There would always be a point in time, a few minutes into the game, where it would just dip to like the low 50s to even the 40s. There was even one time where it just completely dipped into like the 30s for no reason whatsoever, and it stayed that way until I restarted the game. I did all the shader compilation stuff, and I'd like to consider myself pretty good at troubleshooting PC game problems, and no matter what I did, it still happened. So that was really annoying. Hopefully they can get all of this sorted out before the game launches in like less than 2 weeks. Another problem is the PlayStation integration on the PC version. It's bad. I shouldn't have to sign into PlayStation in order to play a PC game. I already have Steam. I shouldn't need to sign into PlayStation. And what really sucks is you have to sign in every single time you boot the game, which makes troubleshooting the PC port problems really irritating because you have to sign in every time, and it takes so long. It takes so long to get into the game. It's ridiculous. Also, the game is just straight up not available in certain countries because of this. Like Morocco, for example, I'm pretty sure just can't buy the game at all, which is insane because they are hosting an Evo next year. How are they supposed to do that? I don't know. They didn't learn anything from Helldivers 2's PlayStation sign-up fiasco, and it's really disappointing to see it here. It sucks. It's just all you can say. It sucks. I had a lot of fun with the beta. I just think there are a few things that keep me from really like loving this game like immediately, you know? I'm definitely going to be playing it when it launches. I'm going to be playing it probably for a few months at the very least. So, you know, I'll really get to dive in and see how everything works and if I like it enough to make it my main game or whatever. But if you're more of a casual fighting game player and you're watching this, please, by all means, this is the game for you. Play with your friends. It's great. It's a good time. Fantastic. It's good. It's good. See you later. Bye. My name is Ivan Gelling. Goodbye.